Was the drug test real? Yes, it was a real drug test. Ink Plumber was on drugs. His drug test was dirty. He knew it was going to be dirty.
Almost had it, Olet. Almost. You're partially correct. He omitted cocaine from the test because he knew that cocaine would be there, right? So you're still twisting shit. You're still not being truthful.
I use the word doctored, but he left out cocaine. You know why? Because he was spinning this narrative as if he was drugged and raped. So he left out cocaine and he left the weed in there, and he left I don't know what the other drug is, like a roofie type drug, which people willfully take all the time.
Incorrect. He took the cocaine out, but everybody knew that there was cocaine that weekend, right? So that's not what he was looking for. What he was looking for was the drugs that he did not take, that he told people that he did not feel right? Now, I'm not saying that Ink has never done drugs. Nobody is saying that. What we're saying is that night, he was drugged. Text messages prove that he did not feel himself. The drug tests, there's an S there, just confirmed it, right?
Crystal, they're in the truck while we're doing...
Are you intentionally saying the wrong name to get people more confused? I'm genuinely asking, because you know that's not her name. Everybody knows her name. She's been talked about for months.
Continue the drama, continue to spin it, continue to do whatever. Like he was drugged. He implied. He didn't come out and say, you know what? I was on cocaine. I was hanging out. Here's the entire drug test. He didn't do that. Why? Because he's a fucking master manipulator. He left that shit out.
I'm pretty sure the entire internet knows that there was cocaine involved, right? So he left it out because he knew it was going to be there. Do you follow me? The other drugs shouldn't have been there. Do you get it now?
For a fact. Talked about it. I'm gonna ruin this bitch. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I shouldn't even have been brought into this bullshit.
Like, literally nobody is denying that. I don't know why you're stuck on that. Nobody is saying anything or refuting that in any way, shape, or form. I stand on my decision, just so we're clear. No regrets.
Fuck. I shouldn't even have been brought into this bullshit. Shouldn't even have been. Now moderators are releasing texts. Release those fucking texts. That my old moderator Christy, who's now like was Anthony D's moderator or somebody else's, release them. All I'm saying is I hate the fucking drama. I hate that I'm up here. I hate that I'm a part of this shit. I hate fucking being here because that's how I felt.
Olet, nobody, you were making comments, right? You want me to post them? Because you were making comments about a fake drug test. That's how we got here. Why are you leaving that out?
You people won't stop. You continue to try to nitpick and just saying, you know what? This is the fucking truth and this is what it is, and move the fuck on. But you won't. You'll nitpick. It's okay to do 19 things, but you're like, oh, here's one little thing. Let's hone in on this.
You know, Olet, people try to drag me into shit all the time. You know that you can choose, right? You know that, right? But that's not what happens yet. You were making comments. That's how we got here. You can't be making comments everywhere. You know that he sees them. So do you think you're just allowed to run your mouth and nobody else can respond? Is that what's happening here? Because that's just madness. That's legit craziness. And Christy hasn't released anything. What are you even mentioning her for? Do you think that she's the only mod that doesn't want anything to do with you because of the way that you are when the cameras are off?
And it's disgusting to watch what he does to the people that love him. He assembles them, attacks them. You think these creators don't know what they're doing? You don't think they strategically know? Come on, man.
You know what Ink doesn't have? A Discord server where you plot and tell people where to report, who to report, talk shit about people. He doesn't have one of those. Did you know that? You act like we're all just brainless followers, which is not the case, right? But y'all, the people in your position need people to believe that, right? You need people to believe that he just sends us off, which is not the case. So you're wrong, yet again.
I know the lady that did the drug test. I know what happened. I know everything. It wasn't doctored. I misspoke on that. The doctor lady told me. But 100% he knew he was on drugs. He willfully did drugs and he knew what that shit was going to show. That's why he omitted certain drugs. He continued to do drugs the second time. And he spun a narrative intentionally.
I would have had a little bit more respect for you had you just stopped at that point, to be honest. It wasn't doctored. I misspoke. That would have been fine. But you're throwing all this other stuff in that is not true. So you still have the same problem, right? Cocaine was only omitted because it was supposed to be there. He knew he did cocaine. He didn't know about the other drugs. So again, so you can't get the girl's name right to save your life. You misspoke, right? But you're still telling lies. How is that fair? Do you think that anybody's going to stop counteracting the bullshit that you're putting out as long as you're putting bullshit out? No, right? I personally love that you use that as an example because it's perfect, right? I got involved for one reason and one reason only, okay? Somebody that does not understand consent laws has no place around people in recovery. Point blank, period, right? Period, right? You got involved because you're in comment section. Still, making videos, doing lives, running your mouth. People have the right to respond. And he's not even responding, and you're still going. You're still going, right? That absolutely does not mean that the drug test was faked. It doesn't mean it was manipulated. It was still a legit test. And I know that that person told you that, right? You can't just make these allegations and then when people counteract you with facts, you get upset. It can't work that way. It doesn't work that way, right? And if you would have not been everywhere making comments, you wouldn't be in this position, right? You don't see that?